So this month's video was supposed to be a reorganising my bookshelves video, but the logistics of filming that was stressing me out. I didn't want to have to be doing it, worrying about am I getting the right shot or not, so I just did it off camera, and I thought instead we could go through all of the books that I will be unhauling and getting rid of. I might also put the blurbs up on the screen whilst I'm talking about the books, so that if you want to read any of them, you can see what they're about. Just because they're not for me doesn't mean that they might not be for you. The majority of these books are also books that I bought before I started BookTok. So I went into the works and I literally would just buy any book that I thought looked good or had a good cover. And I now regret doing that because I have so many books and I've wasted so much money. But there are a ton of other books on my bookshelves I would rather read. So I am getting rid of these to make some space. But I'm kind of sad to part with some of them because I picked them up for a reason. I liked the blurbs and I just don't think I'm ever going to get around to them. So these are all of the books that I will unfortunately be getting rid of. Starting off with the books that I've ended up with duplicates of, we've got Wicked Serve. I haven't actually read this one yet, but I got it in a blind date with a book and I already had bought it when it came out. So I might give this one to my sister or one of my friends, because it's got a bunch of like black ink on the back from where they wrote on it to do the blind date with the book. It's also bashed up on the corner, so I wouldn't feel right about selling it. So this is the first book I'm getting rid of. Then I'm getting rid of Promises We Meant to Keep, because I've got the Asda sprayed edge edition and I've collected the series with those sprayed edges, but I had bought this one first. So this one will also be going. I haven't read it again, but I don't see myself reading this copy if I've got the sprayed edge one. And the last duplicate is Out on a Limb. I have read this one. I absolutely loved it. I will be keeping my copy. This one is not the copy that I read and tabbed, but I have an extra one lying around, so I will also be getting rid of this. Then we have a couple of books that I have read and will be getting rid of because I didn't enjoy them. I tend to keep all of the books that I've read, but these books I really did not enjoy, to the point where I'm like, I will never pick them up again and I don't want them on my bookshelf taking up space when I can buy new books to fill up the space. I say that knowing full well that I still have a box with about 20 books in it that don't fit on my bookshelf. So this one is the most recent one that I've read and will be getting rid of. Twice in a Lifetime. It was okay. I think I gave it like 3 or 3.5 stars. It was all right. But from the first page, I had predicted the entire plot. And normally I don't mind that, but I had predicted it down to like every single detail. I didn't love the way it was written. The blurb was a bit misleading. It kind of had nothing to do with that really. So I just didn't enjoy it and I don't want it on my bookshelves anymore. And the other 2 books that I've read and will be getting rid of are A Glasgow Kiss and What Happens in Dubai. I'm kind of sad about these ones because my mum bought me this one for Christmas, but I just didn't love them. The writing wasn't for me. I just really didn't like them. And as someone who reads a ton of romance books and is used to the language in specifically open door romance books, these just were really, they made me feel uncomfortable. The language was vulgar. I just did not like it and they won't be staying on my shelves. Continuing on with series, I'm getting rid of these 2 because I don't have the whole After series. I know that these come afterwards and I don't really have any interest in reading these anymore. I bought these 3 years ago when I was first getting into reading, when the After films were really popular, and I thought, right, great, I'll get these. I think they were in the £3 for £5 at the time in the works, but I have never reached for them. I never will, so they will be going. Then the next series that I'll be getting rid of are these ones by Elle Kennedy. I bought these, I think, in one of the sales in the works, so they were like £3 or £4 instead of 5 or 6. For a start, the covers don't match because on the back, this one is supposed to have this cover and I've got 2 different versions. So for a start, they don't go together, which bothers me anyway. And I just can't see myself reading these because I think it's about a prep school. And I just don't love college romances and school romances. I much prefer adult ones. So I think these 2 will be going. And these have been on my Vinted for so long and no one is buying them. So if anyone wants these, go and check out my Vinted. I will leave it linked down below. And another one that has been on my Vinted for the longest time and no one is buying is this one by Amber Rose Gill. I bought this after she'd been on Love Island and I just don't know if I'm ever going to get around to reading it. There are books that I'd rather read, so this one's got to go. This one is also going for the same reason, because it's set in a school or a college and I just don't love that so much. I have a few that I'm keeping that I will read, but I just can't see myself ever reaching for this one. I bought it because it's quite small and I thought it would be quite a quick read, but I have other shorter books that I'd rather get to, so she's got to go. This is one of those books in the works that they just have random books that I picked up before I really started reading. The sticker peeled off a bunch of the gloss, so I don't know if I can sell this one or if I might just give it away as well, but this one will also be leaving my bookshelves. Then these two, I'm a little unsure on whether I want to get rid of, because I love the sound of the blurbs. It sounds so different to anything else that I've read, so I'm thinking I might put these in a maybe pile and then decide later, because I might want to read them one day, so I can decide at a later date. Then I also got sucked into buying this one in the works sale because I think it was about £3. My sister has now claimed this one. She saw this in my pile of books to get rid of, so she wants this one. I was in two minds about getting rid of this one, but I'm quite glad that she wants it, because then if I change my mind and I decide to read it, I can just grab it from her. So this is the next one to go. And she also decided to keep this one because I decided that after I didn't really like Twice in a Lifetime, I probably wouldn't love this one. It's not by the same author or anything, but it just sounds like it's got a kind of similar vibe, and I don't know if I'm going to enjoy that, so she also chose that one. I'm also unsure of this one. I feel like that's a common theme. I am so indecisive and like I hate change. So I'm like, well, I've bought all of these books for a reason. I don't want to get rid of them, but at the same time, I know that I need to get rid of them. So I loved Red, White and Royal Blue. So I bought this one when it came out. I have never once reached for it. It's never been something that I wanted to read. I actually don't know why I bought it. I think I just bought it because it was by the same author. And I had read Red, White and Royal Blue about a week before I bought this. But I think this one has to go as well, which kind of makes me sad, but also I've never once thought about it since I bought it, so I don't think I would ever read it anyway. This one sounded really good. I did really like it. I am in two minds about keeping this one as well, because it kind of reminds me of a book that I read by Vari McFarlane, and I really enjoyed it. So I think I would like this one if I read it, but I just think there are so many other books on my TBR and other books that are coming out all of the time that I would much rather read than read this one. So sadly, I do think this one is going to be leaving my bookshelf as well. Then we have this one. I don't know what it's about. I'm trying not to read the blurbs. As I was getting rid of all of these books, I made a conscious decision to not read the blurbs, because I was like, if I read them, I'm gonna then be like, oh, that sounds really good, and want to keep it. So some of them I still remember the plot from when I bought it, which I think those ones are the ones that I'm more kind of inclined to keep, even though I don't want to. But this one I know nothing about. I will put the blurb up for you here if you want to read it, but she'll be going because I have never once reached for her. I think I literally kept it because it was red and it fit well on my like red and pink shelf, but that's not a good enough reason to keep a book. And last but not least is a book that I think I got in a charity shop for like 20p. It's in brand new condition. I just don't think I'm ever going to get around to reading it, but I am considering giving it to my mum because she's French and I just feel like this might be a nice little book for her to take on holiday or something. So I'll see if she likes this one, and if she doesn't, this one will also be going on my Vinted. So those are all of the 21 books that I'll be getting rid of from my bookshelves. They have already been replaced. I have already put a bunch of new books onto my bookshelves, so it still looks really chaotic, but I'm feeling a little bit lighter and kind of glad that I've got rid of a few of them. So they will either be going to friends, family, or on my Vinted. So if there are any of these books that you liked, go and check out my Vinted. I'll leave it in the description box. Those are all of the books that I'll be unhauling. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're not, and I will see you in October's video.